Dr. Martin Galle from Supermicro. We are here at CloudFest. Can you explain what your job role is at the company?
Yes, my title is FAE, which means Field Application Engineer. Might be a little bit misleading. In Supermicro, my main role is pre-sale support, which means I'm translating the requirements we get from our customers, from our partners. I translate to our product portfolio and set up the right and best suited configuration for the request.
What we know of Supermicro is that your company is quite focused on enhancing energy efficiency of the server equipment. What impact will it have on cloud infrastructure or performance when a cloud provider would not be that focused on it?
So if a cloud service provider, our direct customer, would not be focused that much on energy efficiency or on the latest technology developments, he might risk to lose part of his customers because the customer base, they expect to be able to use the latest and greatest technologies, which includes, of course, energy efficient technologies and products. So we can only recommend to stay with the latest developments, and Supermicro has been committed to green IT since a couple of years, and we will continue this approach for sure.
And can you still deliver cost efficiency next to it?
We have some cost-efficient products, but also the cost-efficient product are energy efficient, are latest technologies supporting, and are also high-quality product.
What are the latest technical developments that will bring even more energy efficiency enhancements to the Supermicro portfolio?
So energy efficiency is only one aspect. We have other aspects, so we call it resource savings. Let's start with the energy efficient question. The energy power consumption is mainly driven by the CPU of the server. So the CPU TDP, the power consumption, is more or less set. What can be done by the supplier is that we optimize the server infrastructure in terms of the airflow over the server. So we can optimize the fan, we can optimize the flow conditions, that the hotspots are cooled efficiently, which then reduces the power consumption of the fan, for example, of the server part. What is even more important is that we have a very high heat tolerance in our servers. A heat tolerance of 40 degrees or 42 degrees means that you can use the servers in a very warm environment, which enables a data center to use free air cooling. So you can simply use the ambient air to cool your environment. You don't have to spend additional energy, additional power on the cooling of the equipment. And that leads to very good, very efficient data centers. We have a data center installation at the large customer with a PUE of 1.06, which means only 6% of the energy which is used to run the server is used for additional cooling, like airflow, like ventilation of the data center.
Can you explain which new market developments will change the technical server requirements within a few years?
Yes. So we are seeing several developments. First of all, the cloud service provider. We are seeing in the industry rapidly decrease of transition to new technologies. It's not only the CPU which is changing 1.5 years to a new generation. It's also, for example, the storage technologies. We have seen the development of SSDs some years ago. We are seeing now that NVMe has been coming up since a couple of years, and everything is going faster. Also on network technologies, we have been staying with gigabit technology for a decade. And then the 10G came up, and shortly after the 10G, now we are moving to 25G, 100G. So all these technologies are rapidly changing. The refresh cycles are becoming shorter. So that means for the server technology, we must find a way to enable our customer, like cloud service provider, to refresh only parts of the installation and not the entire server. If a new CPU generation comes up, the customer, the cloud service provider, wants to exchange only the CPU part and keep the infrastructure of the server. If the new storage technology comes up, we might be able to exchange only the storage part and not the CPU. So this is why, for example, we have developed our disaggregated design where we can enable the customer to exchange only that part of the complete server which needs to be exchanged due to new technologies. So due to the faster transfer, we're seeing a need to develop in that direction. So this is one point. The other is Internet of Things. We are talking about since a couple of years already. There's a massive amount of data is generated by the Internet of Things. This data which is generated needs to be fed back to the systems. It needs to be analyzed. It needs to be stored. So we are seeing a change to a high efficient and high performance storage system.